that security forces were alerted some hours before the Chibok attack. Well, it was clear that many people in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa knew that this has been the routine. But when you alert the security forces that when you give them a tip-off that so-so is going to take place, they need to be well armed and well equipped to carry out their work. But if they don't have anything, there is nowhere they can go.
We know that the Boko Haram sect made an offer recently for a swap with the federal government so that the swap of their own members who are being held in prison with the Chibok girls. How should the federal government approach that?
Well, I have said it on many occasions that there are two ways to which you can use to free the Chibok girls from the hands of the insurgents. One is to use force. By a commando raid, you raid the camps, and then you shoot at the insurgents, and then you free the girls. Now the question you need to ask yourself, nobody knows where these girls are kept now. So the idea of force doesn't come in. And secondly, you cannot use force to free these girls without a collateral damage, without the insurgents killing these girls. It's not possible. And there are instances to this. At the beginning of last year, there were some British hostages that were taken by some groups in the northwestern Nigeria. British special forces were here, and there was no acceptance of negotiation, so there was the application of force to free the hostages, and the hostages ended up being killed. So I think what is most important for us is the lives of these girls. People who say that we should not swap the Boko Haram members who are in detention with these girls simply don't have their daughters or sisters among them. If you happen to be one of the hostage and an offer is made by your captor, you don't have time for conjectures and hypothetical analysis that if so things happen, that thing will happen. The offer made by the insurgent group should be a sign of relief to us that they have not harmed the girls and they may not harm them. And we should accept it because we have two problems at hand. We have our girls that are in their captivity, and we have an insurgency that has been raging for 3 to 4 years. Now, you need to get those girls out of the insurgents, and then you should then think of whether you want to use drones, or you want to use fighter jets, or you want to send the whole contingent of Nigerian army to go and fight them. What is very clear is that you cannot strike at their camp without those girls being harmed. And I think what we should also look at it is that the Boko Haram members that are in detention or their family members who are in detention have always been released by the members whenever they strike at prisons or police formations. So what is the essence of keeping them there when we know that if only what is needed now, there are 3 categories of the insurgents that are in detention. We have their high-level, high-ranking members, they are their foot soldiers, and we also have their family members, which includes their wives and relations. If we can strike a deal with the 3rd category, give them back and then get these girls back, I think it will be a good thing. So you asked me what needs to be done. What needs to be done now is that the federal government should set up a team. The insurgent group, I believe also they will set up their own team. And then the 2 teams should meet, and there will be monitors that will oversee the release of these girls and the swapping of their family members who have been in detention. And then when we are able to achieve that, it is then that we will think of using drones. You cannot use drones, you can't use jet fighters whereby over 280 girls are used as shields. Nobody who has a daughter in that place, no one who has a sister there, that will say that you use force to free them when he knew that what will come at the end of the day will be his daughter being killed.
You have predicted that the sect will make an offer. You know, this would make one wonder, what contacts do you have with this sect?
I got involved into this idea of negotiation for a very long time. I am a civil rights activist, and I wasn't in activism in the last 5 to 10 years. We were the ones who fought the military, and I have spent so many years in jail. And I think I am a stakeholder, and nobody can tell me anything about freedom of democracy. For a person who has spent so many years in jail fighting for democracy for Nigeria. I have a civil rights office in Kaduna, and we provide legal services to people whose rights were violated, including religious groups. And when the onslaught against the Boko Haram members began by the Umar Musa Yar'Adua's administration, I was one of those who offered them legal services. I was one of those who offered to help them pursue their case through means that are legitimate. And we did our best to make them understand that even if your rights are violated, you can use normal constitutional channels to address them. But we tried, but later it was clear to us that the authorities are simply interested in crushing and killing all of them. Now, that intervention at that time gave us the edge to which we can talk and we can reach out now, because they knew that we began getting involved in their own issue right from the time when, before they even started picking up arms against the state. Right now, I can tell you, in northern part of Nigeria, people only hear of Boko Haram sect. But we have other sects. There's a Tariqa sect, Qadriya sect, Tijaniya sect, Izala sect, Shia sect. And there are sects that are even more extremist than Boko Haram, but the difference is that they haven't crossed the line because they have not picked up arms to kill anybody. Now, we provide legal assistance and also assist these people. Constitutionally, you have the right to demand for what you want to demand, but what you shouldn't is you shouldn't kill anybody. Now, that relationship, that intervention from the beginning was what made me to say, okay, now these people have taken the road to violence. Let me see what I can do as a non-state actor. And that was what brought the idea. I said, this violence has been killing so many people, destroying so many lives. And instead of simply what any other person can do, either you simply write an article on paper, or you condemn their action, or you organize protests, I said, let me do something differently, and that is, let me reach out to them and explore another way, which is the possibility of ending this crisis through negotiation. What happened in Northern Ireland, whereby an insurgency that raged over 4 decades was ended through dialogue. So it was the beginning. And when I said they are most likely going to use those people as to swap, and then they did it, it's not that I knew that they would do it, but I have the understanding of the thinking of the group. And we should also understand that in the last 2 to 3 years, the group has been attacking schools, killing teachers, burning down schools, and abducting children. And we didn't do anything about it until Chibok happened. And if Chibok was not of interest to the international community, if it is local media and Nigerians that have been crying about it, the government could not do anything. Now you can see all the security chiefs are going to Chibok. Everybody is showing as if in local parlance they say eye service. This is what is happening now. The government is doing eye service because international media are here. World leaders, including Barack Obama, and celebrities in Nollywood are all interested.
Okay,
yes.
we will go on a short break now.
Okay.
And when we return, we will tell you a lot more about the Boko Haram sect, the abduction of the Chibok girls, and all the issues surrounding these.
On the video clip, government position on the matter is clearly this, that we have seen the video clip, we have analyzing, studying the clip to be sure of its content, and